As the patient nears the end of surgery, verify with the doctor that it is time to shut off the isoflurane. Leave the patient connected to oxygen while you prepare to remove the patient from the surgery table. When the doctor is completely finished with surgery in their sterile field, administer any remaining vaccines. Rabies vaccines in North Carolina must be administered by a North Carolina licensed veterinarian or technician. Rabies vaccines are administered low in the right hind limb. Distemper parvovirus combination vaccines in dogs and FVRCP vaccines in cats are administered low in the right shoulder. Feline leukemia virus vaccines in cats are administered low in the left hind leg. We administer vaccines at the start of recovery to prevent any reactions to vaccines during surgery or surgical planes of anesthesia. Also administer any injectable pain medications subcutaneously. Make certain the patient's blanket is clean and dry for recovery. If soiled or damp, place a fresh blanket on the recovery mat for that patient's use. Shut off the oxygen and disconnect the patient from the anesthetic circuit. Place a reservoir bag on the end of the F circuit to contain the waste gas. Deflate the cuff of the endotracheal tube but leave the tube tied in. This helps to keep the endotracheal tube in place as you transport the patient from the table to the recovery mat. If the patient is a cat, remove the mask. Gently pick up the patient. Gain assistance for larger dogs. Support the head and neck, keeping the cervical region in a straight line. Also support the back and hindquarters. Carefully place the patient in lateral recumbency on the recovery mat, keeping the head pointing towards the prep area so that the patient may be more easily observed. Our recovery mat is carefully heated with an electric blanket as a bottom layer. 1 to 2 layers of heavy blankets or comforters are placed over the top of the electric blanket to avoid an animal becoming too hot. Keep the patient's head, feet, and tail all within his or her own blanket to reduce disease transmission. Untie the string or whatever else may be holding the endotracheal tube in place so that the endotracheal tube may be easily removed when the patient is ready for extubation. Place rice bags around the patient, but only on the outside of the blanket. No warming devices should ever be placed directly against a patient's skin or fur. At this time, subcutaneous fluids, nail trims, microchips, or anything else as directed by the doctor may be administered. While watching the patient for movement or signs of swallowing, clean the surgical table. Remove the sharps and place in appropriate sharps containers. Place all instruments in the instrument bucket. Place all laundry in the laundry basket. Spray the table and tray with WYSIWASH and let the cleaning solution stand until necessary to wipe in preparation for the next patient. All staff members in the suite should be frequently glancing at and physically checking the patients on the recovery blanket, and the number of recovering animals still intubated should be frequently communicated amongst those staff members. The patient is ready for extubation when they regain the ability to swallow. You should observe the patient make several swallowing attempts and then gently remove the tube. The endotracheal tube should be slowly pulled out without veering to one side of the mouth or the other and following the curvature of the neck. Any patients recovering more slowly than expected should be attended to immediately. The heart rate, respiratory rate, and temperature should be communicated to the doctor. Refer to the hypothermia module for additional warming measures. When a patient begins making frequent attempts to move, become sternal, or get up, the patient should be taken to his or her cage. The blanket and cage should both be inspected to ensure they are clean and dry, and the animal should be placed comfortably in the cage with his or her head facing the door. Any employee entering the kennel should observe all the animals while making trips in and out. Any animals with any health concerns or that experienced any abnormal events may be marked for extra observation with a large laminated sign notating "Watch closely" or something similar. Patients should continue to be checked frequently. When they are able to stand, they may be offered a small amount of food and water. Their cages are to be promptly cleaned anytime they become soiled. At Humane Alliance, animals stay overnight Monday through Thursday. It is important for patients to be comfortable and safely recovered before staff members leave for the day.